Oh, and I couldn't walk properly. I could barely walk. I couldn't even make it to the bathroom myself to wash up and stuff like that. My mom had to do it. I couldn't pee by myself. No, nothing. I was devastated. And the Sunday when they did the MRI, it was like results came back, and apparently something was wrong in my head and they wanted to do surgery. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Adventurous. Anyways, before any further ado, go ahead and follow me on all social media platform at Miss Adventurous on Instagram, Adventurous Queen on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, like, and don't forget to share. So today's video is gonna be about the one time I got sick and nobody knew what was wrong. The doctors didn't know, nobody knew about it. It just happened out of nowhere, and I'm still in awe as to what happened, to be honest. Anyways, let's jump right into the video. So it was in September 2017. I moved to the States months prior to that, maybe like 5 months prior to that. And, you know, came here, I was like, all right, I'm not wasting no time. I need to go back to school, start making that money, you know, fend for myself and whatever. And I enrolled into a medical assistance program. And how it works is that it's a 9-month program, and you do 6 months on campus and 3 months on 3 months doing internship, right? So anyway, I started medical assistant school. So each month is called a module. So module 5 is the last module you need to complete before you go off to internship. And September was the beginning of my module 5, and if you fail a module, you gotta pay to redo it, and before you can move on to internship. I was like, okay. I was doing well, you know, 4.0 GPA straight through from modules 1 to 4. And as soon as I hit module 5, I started getting these headaches out of nowhere. Like, I used to have headaches before, but it wasn't that bad, you know, it wasn't that severe. And anyways, I was in class one day and I just started getting this headache, and it was just on like one side of my head. And I was like, all right, fine. I came home from school a Friday, and I was supposed to go somewhere. I came home from school the Friday. I had a headache a Friday night. I went to work, and I was supposed to go somewhere that weekend, and I didn't because I had the migraine. It was so bad, yo. I felt like someone was stabbing me constantly in my head. But anyway, I went to work, and I came home. Everything was fine, and you know, I felt better as the weekend went by. I went back to school the Monday, Tuesday, and then I started itching. Like on my arm here, I started itching really bad. But you know, it wasn't like a conscious itching. You know, like when your skin starts itching, you just do a little scratch to make it go away. I wasn't really paying attention to it. and it started in my hands and then my leg. I was itching, and when I looked, I saw these red bumps on my skin. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? Anyway, it itches every now and then. This minute it will stop and then it will start again. And I used to put this cream on it for itching, and it kind of soothed it a little bit. And I went to school the Wednesday. This was my first week of module 5, so I think it's 4 weeks in each module, and this is my first week of module 5. The Wednesday, I was at school, I was fine, you know, and I was at work, I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I came home and got ready and went to work that Wednesday night, and the headache was so bad. I was like, I gotta go to work, I gotta go to work. And I went to work, and the light was killing me, and everything was just off. You know, the side of my head, if it was pounding. I felt like someone was stabbing me. And I was at work. I made it through the night, but when I got home, I just couldn't bear it any longer. The itching started again, and I just couldn't do it. So I called my mom, and she came home. Was it like that? I don't remember how I got to the hospital. I think she met me there, or she came. I don't remember. I think she met me at the hospital. However, I got to the hospital, and they took me. I went to the emergency room for the headache, and I was there. The headache was so bad. I was crying, screaming because it wouldn't stop. It was so bad. Like, every time I think about it, it's just so tragic, because I honestly don't know what was happening. And at that point, I'm like, yo, what the hell? So I was there, and they were testing me with the doctor for the bumps. So they thought I had Lyme disease. So it's basically a disease where you have to get bitten by a certain tick. And I was in New Jersey, and you have deers and stuff out there, so I would have been exposed to that. So they had to test me for Lyme disease, and because I started getting the red bumps on my skin, you know, they checked for it, and that came back negative. And I think they had given me morphine. Was it morphine? No, they gave me Motrin, 800 milligram Motrin for the headache. That was the Wednesday night, and it stopped in the hospital, and they discharged me early the Thursday morning around 2 a.m. Okay, and I went home. I didn't go to school that day. I rested. Boom, Friday, went back to school. And I went to school. At that point, I was living in Jersey, traveling to New York, and there's this tunnel under the subway that connects Port Authority to the trains. And meanwhile, I was walking, my chest starting hurting. I was like, okay, I thought I was getting better. Anyways, I made it to school. I came home. I realized that the chest pains were getting worse. The headache was back. The itching started. I was like, here we go again. I took myself to the emergency room. My mom's friend was working, so she came and she stayed with me. And I was taken to the emergency room again. Of course, they had to do EKGs and all the other stuff because of having chest pains, you know. So they admitted me right away. So they did some blood work. And this was where everything started to go haywire. They did some blood work, and the girl came back and she was like, I have to repeat a specific test because it came back abnormal. I don't remember which one it was, but I know it had something to do with my heart. And she redid it. They came back and they were like, we're gonna have to admit you. At that point, I was devastated because I've never been admitted to the hospital before in my life, unless I don't remember, but based on my memory, I've never been admitted to the hospital before. And as much as I'm in the medical field, I don't like being admitted to the hospital. And I got admitted the Friday night, and my mom stayed over. They put me on the cardiac ward. I was 19, and I was the youngest person on the cardiac ward in that hospital, and it was a big ass hospital, and that ward was huge, and I was literally the youngest person on the ward. Friday night blew off. Woke up the Saturday morning. My mom had to leave because she had to go to work. Saturday morning around 9 a.m. I started having chest pains again. The headache was back, and I couldn't breathe. All of a sudden, like, my airway just started shutting off, and I kept pressing the emergency button on the control, the remote control that I had to call the nurse. I called the nurse and I was like, my chest is killing me and my airway is closing off. I'm trying to show her, and she notified the cardiac team, and they had to come. They had to do an emergency EKG. I had to get emergency nebulizer because my airway was closing off. They had to do an echo right there and then. And once they got everything under control, you know, they put me, I was resting and everything. And then little bit in the afternoon, my mom came back, and I started having these headaches again. Like, the headache, yo, when I tell you I've never experienced any headache like that, I wouldn't even wish that shit on my enemies. Like, I wouldn't even, you know, it was so bad. And they tried giving me so many things for the headache and it wouldn't stop. They had to literally knock me out. They had to put me out because Tylenol was weak, the Motrin was weak, the morphine wasn't working, and they had to give me something way stronger. I don't remember the name of it. That shit took me out in seconds. I was passed out. My mom was like, they injected it into the line, and she was talking to me, and all she saw was my eyes closing like this, and I just passed out. And I woke up, and things started to get better. My hair at the time was short because I had cut it, and it was creamed, processed, permed, however you want to call it. And it started breaking out while I was there. And doctors came, the heart doctor came, the infectious disease doctor came, and the heart doctor told me that I had a lining around my heart was infected. No, not infected, sorry, wrong word. It was inflamed. So I had something you call the pericarditis. So there's a lining around the artery called your pericardium, and that was inflamed. And so I had effusion around my heart fluid, and that's why I was having the chest pains, the breathing problems. I'm asthmatic. I don't know what triggered it, but I ended up being on rescue inhalers. And the Sunday they took me, this was the most terrifying part of it. The Sunday they took me to do a scan of my head, an MRI of my head, because I kept having the headaches. When they took me to do the scan, oh, and I couldn't walk properly. I could barely walk. I couldn't even make it to the bathroom myself to wash up and stuff like that. My mom had to do it. I couldn't pee by myself. No, nothing. I was devastated. And the Sunday when they did the MRI, it was like results came back, and apparently something was wrong in my head, and they wanted to do surgery on me right away. And I was freaking out because I was like, I don't want to do surgery. I just don't want to go under a knife. Like, I don't want to do it. And then they were like, oh, it's there. We're not sure if that's what's causing the headaches, and da 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 da. And it's called Chiari malfunction disease. I think I have like type 1, which is not severe. And I never knew that until I followed up with my neurologist, and he was like, it's not severe, it's not affecting you, and nobody's gonna do surgery on you. So he stopped the whole surgery thing and everything. But when I found out, I was panicking. I called my husband. We weren't together at the time, but he was literally one of the few persons like I could, tell what was happening. And I called him, started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I felt like I was this close to death with everything that was happening. This close. But you know what? I ended up getting discharged the Wednesday, I think. A Wednesday afternoon, I ended up getting discharged. And I went home. My brother came. My brother traveled, and while my mom was at work, he was the one that was at home with me. So, but I'm telling you, that experience, it was traumatizing. It really, I went through a lot. I lost weight. It was just crazy. And up until this very moment, I cannot tell you what my issue was. I just got sick out of nowhere. And then, as much as I used to go to church, and I'm not doing it as much now, there is a God, because I am telling you right now that if it wasn't for him, I'm pretty sure I would be dead right now, because it was a lot. It was really a lot. Especially with the headaches. It was a lot. I felt like I was going to die. But here I am. I came out of the hospital, and I was like, oh my God, I can't finish school. I'm gonna have to repeat module 5. I'm gonna have to pay for it out of pocket and all of that extra stuff. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school. And I went back to school, and I finished it. I did what I had to do. I did my extra work. I picked up on everything that I needed to. I put in the work. When I told you I put in the work to pass that module, I put in the work, to be honest. And I came out as one of the top students, going on internship. I finished my internship, and I got hired literally as I came out of school, and now I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm well, and I'm just giving thanks because things could have went way worse, and I wouldn't be here on my YouTube channel today. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm very grateful. I am blessed to be here after everything that happened. And yeah, I just can't see myself not being grateful because I could have died, but the mystery is still there. Still don't know why I got sick. Nobody knows. The doctors could have found out unless they knew and didn't want to tell me. But you know what? God was on my side, and now I'm here. Hallelujah. Amen. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay? And thank you again. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask, and be good. Until next time, peace out.